Next day, day 2.
Day 2.
What's the plan?
Day 2's plan is lay 2 planks on either side of this to here.
To the line.
To the line, and we've got a hole for the diesel tank fillers. Just making sure that there's no
The diesel tank fillers.
pretty golden.
Thank you. You know who you are.
Hey, Obi.
Oh,
Is it you?
whoa. He's come to check it out, get his treats.
It's treat time for Obi. Get over your fear of the cockpit.
Alright.
Not so scary. I think it's also all in the how much we take off the nozzle.
Yeah, I can take more off. Oh yeah, there'll be a bit of gunk. Yeah, it's almost there. Oh. Okay. It's like grabbing a baby's poo.
What do you know about grabbing a baby's food?
Oh, it's just what it felt like. Didn't have a choice, I had to just grab it. This one, so we'll just
pack here.
Yeah, just plop it down, and then probably if you pack this front first, so if you pack here and not worry so much about that, and then I'll work along with you pushing it, and it should be perfect because I packed both ends and checked it. So
And you're gonna pin that side.
yeah.
So I will be on this side. That's gonna be a nice.
I think that looks all good. I'm going to try and just shoot that down. That was nice. Getting the hang of it. Almost a bit more. Number 2. Let's just check the pack. I'm pretty sure it's, yep, that's good.
You're shooting on that side.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just Amazing puzzle, isn't it? And just lay all of them here. Put them in perfectly. And then we go and play.
Well, theoretically, if they're tight, then that should be fine. Cool.
Okay, great.
Another successful mission.
Oh, it's gonna be so pretty.
The other reason these don't leak is they're domed.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Just
Open it.
cool. Lunch.
And they have a rubber as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you live and learn on the job, don't you? Just for anyone's interest, if you use that Nord glass waterproofing, it's good stuff because it leaves it really does soak into the timber and leaves quite a lot of staining. So we're going to tape up next time. We'll tape either side of the seam and then use the waterproofing epoxy saturate, and after that the seam compound, the caulking compound, because now we have to sand in between and it's a lot of sanding.
So what's the next plan?
The next plan on here is we'll tape up all the seams and we will caulk the seams with fixed deck caulking. And then when the caulking has cured, we'll take the tape off and then we'll scrape the excess caulking compound off when it's cured. But for the big deck, when we're laying the rest of the deck, we'll definitely tape up the seams before we use the waterproofing saturate, so that we don't have to do this sanding in between. But good news is that it's good stuff and it definitely seals and adheres well to the timber, so points.
Okay, Ifka has sanded the deck beautifully in preparation for the caulking. It is now my task to taper. This is going to be a lot of masking tape, so yep, enjoy. Okay, so Ovi's here, I'm here, Ifka's here. We're going to fill the seams up with seam compound with the black flexible adhesive sealant. We've tried to work out the best way to do this, but every way is difficult, so we're just going to lay it in and see what happens. The method we've chosen, because you can do this a lot of different ways, the method we've chosen here as a practice for the deck is we're going to fill the seams up quite heavily, like quite full, very lightly, run along it with a spatula so it's 1 or 2 mil above the planks, and then in a week's time we're going to come along and cut it away. I don't know how that's going to work for the masking tape, if in a week's time we're going to have to...
I don't know if it's,
how we're going to see. We've gone around in circle again and we've found another problem. Alright, we've gone around in circles again. We were thinking about taking the masking tape off so that we don't run into problems down the track when we're cutting the seams away. but we thought, stuff it, we're just going to give it a go. You're going to have to start over here though, because
The excitement's going to wear off pretty quickly, isn't it?
yeah, this is really slow. I don't know how much I like this anymore.
For an action-packed person, this is probably
This is like
a
my
little bit
worst
dull.
nightmare.
Yeah.
It's really tiring as well. It's actually really uncomfortable.
We thought this was going to be so
We
fun.
thought this was going to be great fun, but it's turned out that everything to do with building a boat is manual labour, hard work, and just generally tiring,
Yep.
which is a bit unfortunate, but
But we love it.
that's what we do. Gonna chew through the sausages.
Mm. Sausage, Obi?
Right, that was one seam. I feel sorry for the people back in the day who did this with a manual
Caulking gun.
Let's just do here.
No need to.
No, that was a really deep seam, so that seam around the perimeter is twice the size of these
Yeah.
seams here.
I just thought you were going to go keep going and mess around.
Oh, that was the plan, but I actually don't mind this way because I feel like it's still got full potential of the maximum chemical bond. Oh, this is... I mean, it's not that bad. I'm out of glue.
Yeah.
We are. So I'm just going to give this a quick wipe, just to make sure there's compression. Recording. I assume it can see me, but so we've got the seam compound down. That was actually quite tiring, just holding your posture and moving, trying to do everything perfectly straight and smooth. It takes a lot of concentration and weird muscle power in odd spots, but it's down, so we're going for the heaped method. So it's actually quite high, the seams. And what we're hoping in a week's time, we can come down with a Stanley blade and delicately cut it away. fingers crossed. But that's why we're doing the cockpit here as a little practice run.
We did it like we have done it on the cabin top differently.
Yeah, the cabin top we did a year ago or so, we did differently. The way of laying the seam compound was completely different. So it'll be interesting.
That also worked, it was just a lot of sanding.
Yeah, there was a lot of sanding. That was 7.5 tubes. How many?
Meters, we can measure.
Well, I think we used twice as much seam compound as bedding adhesive, I think, roughly.
We're pretty excited this morning because we have put the seam caulking into the seams and had to wait 3 to 5 days for it to set, which was a long time to wait. But today is the day. We get to cut it off, and I have already kind of started because I got too excited. But we bought all sorts of different tools, and it seems like the Stanley blade and the good old traditional chisel are the way to go. Also happy that we decided to leave the tape, because when you cut this excess off and then pull the tape, it leaves a pretty perfect seam. So I get to cut all these seams now, which I'm excited about, and little Obi is here to help me.
Obi's here on standby with his jacket on because it's almost summer but it's freezing.
Almost summer, but we're still wearing jackets. Tasmania. Okay.
Give it a cut.
Here we go.
That comes off, and then it's pretty close to the tape now.
Could go over it again.
Maybe just try and pull the tape off and see if it pulls that thickness of glue away or not. If it does, just peel it off. Yeah, it rips it off, so that's good. Oh, it's beautiful.
That is exciting, isn't it? That's very satisfying. Okay.
So a lot of cutting to be done.
Cannot wait.
And a flat battery.
Yeah, would it be an...
Feeling good?
Feeling good.
So this is the cable, the fat cable. Oh, a bit of sawdust in there. Oh, deeper in there now. Okay, that goes through. This goes on in there like that.
Oh, so pretty.
Cute.
Beep, 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 beep.
When you're sitting here, you can kind of see, like you'll be steering, you can at least see an alarm if it's flashing at you, and you can see your revs. That was the idea. Yeah, so you can, gear stick will be here, and you can sort of just adjust it. Cool. Nice. Okay, so hoping rain will just sort of fall down and not really be too much on the panel. These panels are meant to be fairly waterproof, but not amazing. I know Acorn to Arabella had some serious issues, but his was also slanting and like getting full contact. This is sort of recessed and tucked away. You can't kick the key, it's flush. Can't be in the way. Yeah. So then I need to work out how to glue it in, but I might just tape it up and just squish it in.
What do you think, Obi? Do you like it? Do you like it?
Yeah, so that can run along the deck beam up there out of the way, and then we can put it back on that. Put a lid on it so that you don't see the cables.
Nice wooden box.
Yep.
On a wooden box, on a wooden boat.
Wooden box on a wooden boat. Tape up around here. And glue it on.
Obelina. Obi. Hi. Hi. So beautiful. Fresh start. That's already quite exciting. This is a beautiful thing.
Look at that. Nice.
And this little number.
Nice.
Maybe we'll try them on next to it.
Quickly,
Yeah.
do you have any feedback on how it's coming away, the seaming, with this method we've chosen?
I am very pleased with this. I think this is a really great method. We did a deck on a couple other boats and on a top of the cabin where we did do the tape, pulled the tape away when the seaming caulking was still wet, let it dry, and then sand all the excess with a belt sander, which was just a lot of hours on your knees on the belt sander sanding the deck, and hard to not get hyper focused on imperfections and push the belt sander on certain parts and like create unevenness. This way, cutting the seam caulking away, and with the taping so that the seam caulking doesn't stain the timber. Just it's such a clean finish, and it doesn't take much time. In my opinion, this is less time and effort than a belt sander.
Yeah.
Using the same amount of products, I think.
And these seams are going to get slightly thinner because they're a little bit wide right now, but they will get thinner because the tape
so
past it.
When Matt taped it, it's a really good taper. So you tape about, like, I don't know, what would that be, 1/2 mil?
Yeah, 1/2 mil to 1 mil.
Next to the seam, because you don't want the tape to accidentally fall into the seam. Then put the caulking on top of that and have a broken joint where the seam caulking doesn't actually adhere to the timber, but it's adhering to the tape that's fallen into your seam. So you go a bit next to it, which means that we will still sand this. So this will come, the seam will come down 1/2 mil on either side until it's actually just truly in the seam. But that will be a lot less work than sanding something like this away. So yeah, I'm happy.
Nice.
I think overall laying the deck with the plastic nails, straight laid, and this kind of method for the seam caulking, I think it's really effective.
Cool.